Peppered, an existential platformer, is a branching, multi-ending platformer with a surprising amount of replay value. The game leans into the themes of life and death without trying to drag you down. I never thought that I would see the day when a game tackled something as heavy as existentialism with such a soft and gentle touch. It's not here to scare you with the truth that time is always running out no matter how hard you try to stop it. It's just quietly reminding you that you should experience it while you can. It's hilarious, it's fresh, and most importantly, it's a whole lot of fun to explore. The story begins with you stepping into the shoes of an average Joe at the most important interview of his life. You've got one shot to make things right, so don't mess it up. The choices you make shape your experience, so if you mess up or take a wrong turn, those mistakes will come back to haunt you later on in your playthrough. The world of Peppered exists under the constant shadow of death. Each and every one of the inhabitants are immortal thanks to the hero Theodore, who sealed death away long ago using the power of life stars. But as time passes, things spiral out of control, and now death is on the verge of breaking free to exact revenge on a world whose souls have lived for centuries. Your goal is to stop him, or maybe it isn't. That's what makes the story so interesting. You have the creative control to shape how it all turns out. All you have to do is make an honest choice. The game has a surprisingly smooth and whimsical design, from its characters to its overall visual theme. There's an underlying sense of dread, but it's offset by the bright palette of colors and comedy that makes the world feel more inviting than purely intimidating. This contrast creates an atmosphere where tension is always present, but never overwhelming, keeping the experience engaging and accessible without feeling like it's trying to push you away. Considering Peppered is a game about the age-old fear of losing the eternal balance, it handles these themes surprisingly well by bridging the gap with relatable topics and providing somebody to eventually listen to your problems. A lot of games delve into the fear of mortality, but the game takes a different approach. By exploring multiple endings, you'll eventually find a conclusion that is unexpectedly hopeful, not scary, offering a sense of peace amidst the chaos that we will all have to face eventually. Featuring a fantastic soundtrack and a mind-numbing list of satisfying sound effects that do a great job of bringing everything together, there isn't any possible way it will not pull you in some way, shape, or form, because there is a lot to enjoy about Peppered from multiple aspects, whether it's the music, the humor, or the overall experience. It felt like a story-rich game that was designed perfectly to handle so many branching plots. While the game claims that you only have one shot at every interaction, this is not entirely accurate. You're not limited to a single chance to complete the game perfectly because it offers chapter selections and multiple paths based on your own choices. It's more accurate to say that you have multiple shots at each individual option. Where you win or lose, you can still make progress, just not necessarily the path that you had originally hoped for. For some people, myself included, the platforming genre isn't always the most exciting, but Pepper does a really good job at engaging you enough to pull you forward. It doesn't offer high-octane gameplay or visually try to overwhelm you. It just offers solid platforming with mechanics that add charm and humor around every corner. Whether it's the snarky dialogue after you've accidentally assaulted somebody or the ripple effects of your choices, there's always something to discover or rediscover. There's a mixture of different styles too, including golf segments and QuickTime events that keep things fun. The game is constantly shifting enough to keep you on your toes, blending classic platforming with quirky twists that fit right into its offbeat world on the path of ruin. Challenge-wise, it sits comfortably in the middle. It's not so difficult that it gets frustrating, but it's not so easy that it ever feels boring. I went into Peppered with a bit of hesitation, because existential themes can be a hit or a miss, with how some recent games have been a little bit too personal and heavy-handed when approaching them. But I feel like the game went beyond the surface-level take. It was genuinely a great game, clearly designed with care. I loved each and every moment, and also every alternative one, as I played through multiple times to see all of the endings. This is a very short and well thought out project that offers a solid 8 hours of gameplay if you do aim for a full completion. So if you're into silly, unique, and compelling games wrapped around a great story and a great cast of characters, Peppered is without a doubt a game that is worth your time.